Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Leslie, for those of you who are new to my channel, also known as Coach Leslie. This video is a little different. As you can see by the title, I wanted to get on camera and just talk about my thoughts about what's currently happening in the world and what has happened with George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud, like so many African Americans recently. This is hard. I will say this was a hard video for me. This is a hard video for me to film because I've been struggling to find the words. I've had a lot of pain that I have felt, and I think a little bit of numbness because this is not something that's new. But I felt like, okay, should I say something on my channel right now while I'm personally hurting inside? Like, you don't want to say the wrong thing. You're worried. You're like, is that enough? Like, it's so many different thoughts that popped in my head. And I even put a poll on my channel, like community area, just saying, you know, do you want me to put a video out or just wait? Because I had other videos planned, but I just felt like I needed to take a pause. I even had to take a day off work, a mental health day for myself. So one, what happened to George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud? See, this is what I'm talking about. It's super hard to film. Terrible. Like, I can't even watch the video of George. I told myself a long time ago that I couldn't watch any more black bodies being killed on camera, and that it was becoming too normalized, like this was something you were supposed to see every day. And like, I think my main feeling that I've been feeling is tired, like emotionally tired. So as we all know, we're in this pandemic, so that has been hard for a lot of people. A lot of people have lost loved ones to that pandemic. I've currently been dealing with, you know, just some grief where some people lost their lives, and not necessarily from COVID, but lost their lives, and dealing with a pandemic, grief, and then just all of the heaviness of all of the racial profiling and the continued systemic racism that is just being highlighted more, because it's always been this way. These things happen all the time. There's so many names of African Americans, black people, that we do not know their names, and they have been killed and there has been injustice and all of that. Like, this is not new at all. This is just now more publicized. So, and I know there's a lot of people who are angry, and one thing I've experienced is like, a lot of people are like, where are the Christians? Why aren't they speaking? And from my own experience, the people who are speaking the most, from what I can see, are Christians. But then again, that's my circle. You know, a lot of my friends are Christians. But I wanted to say something on, you know, on my channel, because one thing that I've been noticing people are saying to other black people or people in general is like, oh, if you're silent, you're a part of the problem. And I think we got to be careful with that language, because some people are silent because they're mentally not okay. Ooh, excuse me. Like, they're tired. They're tired of speaking. They've said so much in the past. They've done things in the past and nothing changed. It just, every day, just another person, another person. People get loud and then it goes back to the same way and it goes again. And so when we come for people and say, you're being quiet on social media, one, sometimes people, they're not even that active on social media to begin with. That's not their platform that they usually use. That doesn't mean they're being silent. It just means you're not hearing how they feel because they chose not to put it on social media. It doesn't mean they don't feel strongly about it. Number two, some people are mentally not okay. Do you know how traumatizing? This is collective trauma. We're tired. Some people are grieving. Some people are grieving not only George's loss, George's life, as well as many other lives, but also family members, friends. And sometimes you don't know what to say because you're tired. And then other people, they don't feel like they should say anything on social media because they don't have a big following. So who's gonna see it? Like, putting a post up doesn't bring his life back. It doesn't bring their lives back. And so I'm always trying to be sensitive, because I'm like, some people, that's their outlet. They feel like that's all they have, like, is social media. So I'm not mad at the people who choose to speak out on social media. By all means, use your outlets and use your voice. Your voice matters in whatever way that you choose to use it. But we have to be careful with canceling out other people. You know, that's a whole nother video, cancel culture. But canceling out other people, especially black people, because we may not see them make a post about something that's so super deep, that has been going on for a long time, it doesn't mean that they don't necessarily feel that. I have a guy friend who's a black male, and I asked how he felt, and he just had this numbness. He's just like, this is what happens. This is what it is. Like, I feel numb. He didn't have much to say, and so somebody else would be like, what? Like, he doesn't care. He's seen this. He has dealt with it firsthand. He's tired. What else? He feels, and he even said, I don't want my pessimism to rub off on you, but that's what I'm feeling. And I don't think we should try to tell people how to feel based on something that they've been dealing with forever. And like, for me, this hits so strong because my brother has been a victim of police brutality. My father and my brothers have been victims of racial profiling. I have been a victim of racial profiling. My mother has been, like, my family. Like, when I think about it, it's not hard for me to come up with race, like, stories where I've dealt with racism. It's that normal in my life. Why? Like, that's sad that, excuse me, it's sad that it's that normal. I remember one day I had a job interview and I was dressed up in a suit and everything. My hair was done. It was neat. And I was in a parking lot because I was trying to make sure I was in the right place. And there was like regular parking and there was like valet parking, but I wasn't sure if I was parking in the right spot. So I got out my car and I seen a white lady in her car, and I was like, oh, I'll just ask. And I went up to her window and she looked so scared. She was so scared. And I was just asking if I could park here. She opened the window and I asked, and she's like she sighed of relief. But it was like, why were you so scared to begin with? We're in a public parking lot. I'm dressed like I'm going to work. But I feel that all the time. I've been followed in stores just because I'm black. They think I'm gonna steal something. Why is this a normal experience for me? Why is this a normal experience for so many black people? It's not. We're tired. Why do I have to be worried about taking a jog? Or just, why do I have to be worried about taking a jog in my own neighborhood? Just sitting in my house? Literally, like, anything. Why do I have to be worried to breathe? So sometimes it's very hard to talk about these things, especially if you already deal with depression, which is something that I talked about on my channel that I deal with. And it's heavy. And I'm an empath. So I'm a Scorpio and I'm an empath, and I feel people's energy so deep. Like, I feel it and it hurts to my core. And I had to shut it down. I had to get off social media. It wasn't to ignore what was happening. It was because I needed a moment to myself. And then, you know, I seen this meme where it was like, oh, black people are not okay. Like, we're in Zoom meetings pretending like we're not angry and we're cool. You know, and I'm a person that, you know, I'm still working right now, which I'm grateful for. But yeah, like, I have to be on calls acting like I'm good when I'm tired too, when I'm hurting too. But this is not new. This is not the first time that I have felt severe pain from what's happening. This has been continuous. I feel like the word that I just keep hearing is tired, drained, tired. And then for myself, and I wanted to address this, that I know that a lot of people, like, if you're not out protesting, then you don't care. And I want to be clear that right now we're also still in a pandemic, and some people physically and medically cannot be out protesting for health reasons, because of COVID, a lot of different reasons. So we have to, again, stop attacking people when we do not know what is real. For myself, I also have to be careful with my health, so I can't put myself in certain situations. But for those of you who are unable to protest, or maybe that's not your form of standing out and speaking up, which is okay, by the way. Like, I want that to be clear. I have no issue with someone peacefully protesting. If that's your avenue, that's fine. But if that's not your avenue, and like that's not your choice, which that's okay too. Do you know what I mean? Like, I need that to be clear. There are other things that you can do, and there have been other things that I have been doing. I have been signing petitions. You can donate money. Like, there are other things, and I've actually wanted to include those things in the description box of this video. I'm gonna put a list of different things that you can do, resources and all of that you can use, whether you are Black or not. One of the biggest things that pop in my head now is mental health. Because Black people, we're not okay. We're not okay. We're not. And I think it's important that we take time to get the help we need. I know some people cannot afford therapy. And I want to make it clear, I'm not a mental health professional. I am not a medical professional either. So all of my advice, please take it at your own, risk. Like, I'm not a mental health professional. So what you need to do for you may be different from another person. But these are my suggestions. Therapy has been helpful to me, so I always recommend it. I have a Christian counselor, so that's even more helpful to me, who is also a Black woman, so that just works for me. But something that works for me may not work for you. But I recommend you talking to someone. So you may not have access to therapy. Maybe you don't have the funds for it, or the insurance or anything like that. But I want you to know there are free resources out there, which I want to include. I have noticed a few organizations that have been offering free therapy. And I want to include that so that you have someone to talk to. Also, please use your family, your friends, support system, maybe your church officials, people in the church. Please find community. Because when you keep this stuff balled up inside, and I know what that's like, to keep it inside, it gets to the point where you're angry, which is leading to what rage you see now. And I understand where that anger is coming from. But we want to be careful how we use our anger and how we move forward. So I wanted to give a few tips. And so the first tip is pretty much, like I said, therapy. I recommend it. I'm including resources in the description below. Talking to someone. Understanding that this shouldn't be a normal experience. That we should not have to live in this way. That you're not alone. Sorry. This is a hard video. I couldn't even watch the video because of George being killed, because just knowing what happened broke my heart. Knowing, I couldn't imagine seeing it. My mom watched it and she was crying. No one should have to go through that and die in that manner. We're human beings and our lives matter. So give me a minute. Number 2, please take a mental health day, or a few days. That might mean taking a day off work. That might mean, if you can, that might mean, sorry my camera died, but yeah, like that might mean getting off social media for a day or a couple days. I had to do that so that I could stop seeing all of the painful images of what was happening to children, innocent people, while they protested peacefully. More racial things that were just being highlighted, and it was like, I can't see this no more. It's hurting me. So I had to take a break, and I listened to some uplifting music. It was like old R&B songs from like when I was in high school, and I just jammed out. And it wasn't like I was trying to ignore what was happening. It was like I needed a moment of joy in the midst of chaos. I just needed a moment. It was hard though, because even when you're working, you try so hard to keep going throughout the day, but it's hurtful. You're tired. You're like, this is crazy. It's 2020. Why is this still an issue? Why do I still have to worry about these things? I always tell people I'm scared to have children sometimes, because I'm gonna have to have real hard conversations with them, and I'm gonna want to protect them from everything, all these racist people, hateful people, and I can't protect them from everything. And that's just, I used to not understand why my dad was so strict growing up. He didn't let me go anywhere, but now I understand. He was just trying to protect me, because he knew what he was trying to protect me from. And so I suggest taking a break and focusing on something that brings you joy for that day, so that you can get yourself centered. You're not going to be able to pour or give back or do anything if you don't have anything left. So I really recommend that. And the last thing that I'm going to say is, please pray. As a Christian, I'd be remiss to not talk about prayer. Prayer has been so powerful in my life, and I think we try to take on what's happening in the world, and we want to change everything right away. And I know I had my friend say to me, this is not going to change anything, and I don't agree. I do already see changes being made, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that the officers involved are all arrested right now, and that happened because of what people are doing outside, and I am so appreciative. So it does matter what we do, but I understand that this is going to take a while, because it's deep rooted pain, it's deep rooted hatred, it's deep rooted stuff that's not going to just go away overnight, but we have to be patient. So I just challenge you to pray to God and really trust what God is doing, and tell him how you're feeling, because he's your father, and he is there to listen, and he understands and knows what's going on in this world, and he's there, and you're not alone. When in those darkest moments in my life, I always pray, and when I pray, I feel so much better after, because I know God is listening to me and he hears me. One of my favorite Bible verses is Psalm 120 verse 1, which is, in my distress I called unto the Lord and he heard me. But I just want you to know that God hears you, and that he is here, and you're not alone, even if you feel that way. So please talk to God through this. And also, like I said, please have community, and know that you can give back in other ways. I think when we feel like we're not doing our part, it can help make us feel depressed. And so you don't have to not do your part, whether or not you're outside or inside. You can still make a difference online in different avenues, and that's why I've listed those resources for you, because your voice matters. And yeah, I didn't want to be insensitive by just continuing to post a whole bunch of other videos without sharing how I've been feeling and what I do feel. But I do want this to be a place where you come to be uplifted, but also for authenticity and vulnerability. So even though it was hard for me to do this video, I felt like I should do this video before I continue to release other content, because I haven't been okay, and I'm not gonna pretend like I'm okay, and I'm not gonna act like things are cool and that this is okay. It's not. If I could do more, I wish I could. If I could take away the pain, I would. If I could stop things from happening in the first place, I would. So I just want every one of my subscribers, everyone watching this video, just to know that I'm with you, and that we're going to get through this, that change is happening. I believe in that, and I believe in the power of prayer, and that you're not alone, and that if you're feeling deep-rooted pain, that's normal, that's okay. What we're going through, this isn't okay. So feeling that pain is okay. It's okay to do that. So I hope that you appreciated this video. Please tell me how you've been feeling and what you are currently doing to help take care of yourself, and ways that you have been giving back, that maybe something outside of protesting that can maybe give somebody else another idea, or even myself, of something that I can do that I haven't done already. Please leave that comment below. And I'm excited to still put out some new content for you, to uplift you, to motivate you, and to just continue to be some type of light in your life and in someone's life, and continue to encourage and motivate people. So if you like this video, please be sure to subscribe and connect with me on social media. Thanks for watching.